Hi YouTube, how you doing? I didn't see you there. Well, I'm glad you came because I'm actually kind of late with my reviews for a couple of movies. One of them is the Ugly Truth, which I just saw. I'm just gonna get that one out of the way. The Ugly Truth was funny. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It was just it was comical. I think the only funny part was the dildo panties. It's just another gross comedic comedy, romantic comedy. Comedic comedy? I'm silly. Just another romantic comedy that, you'll see and you might enjoy, first date kind of movie. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about that movie. Another movie that I saw recently was Bruno. I liked Borat. I love Sasha, but this was, I expected too much because the previews were just so funny and it was so advertised and it was so expected to be a great movie, but Bruno for me didn't hit it. Basically, if you haven't seen Bruno, really just don't. I mean, I went to an expensive. I live near only expensive movie theaters. $10 a pop. But I didn't care for it. It was not worth my $10. It's definitely one of those movies you gotta be stoned or drunk to really enjoy. It was just not his best. It wasn't really creative enough. It was just gay joke after gay joke. And I got the wrong impression. Like the previews, like the trailers, it was one of those movies where the trailers have the funniest parts in them, which is kind of embarrassing. And the third movie that I've seen recently was actually supposed to come out. I was really supposed to come out with this review pretty quickly. It was Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and oh my god, I could write a book about the review on this. I loved it. I absolutely loved this movie. Everybody that I saw loved this movie. It's fantastic. It's besides the first and the second one, directed by Christopher Columbus. This one's the best, I think. David Yates really kicks it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because the last few ones have been just so crappy. The third and the fourth one, was so bad. The fifth one, which was also directed by David Yates, was very good. I really enjoyed the fifth one. Keeping comedy in it instead of it being a dark movie. I really enjoyed that, because it is a dark movie, but J.K. Rowling has a great sense of humor and is very, very funny in her writing, and he chose to include that, and I really appreciated it. Slughorn was fantastic. He doesn't look anything like the Slughorn you would imagine, but he's great. He's so wonderful. I love him to death. And Ron is great. Ron is so funny with the love potion, and Harry's very funny with the Felix Felicis. Ginny, I didn't really care too much for. I think it's just because she's not used to the limelight like she was in this movie. Luna cracked me up. Draco made me cry. Snape made me cry. Dumbledore, Michael Gambon as Dumbledore I've never been a big fan of him. As Dumbledore, he's a great actor, but I've never seen him as Dumbledore. I mean, Richard Harris was Dumbledore. Dumbledore is a very soft creature, and Michael Gambon doesn't show him that way. I said creature. I didn't mean creature. I'm sorry. Draco, you have Tom Felton, who always just played the snotty little kid, and in this movie, in this book, Draco has a whole other side to him that you kind of fall in love with, because he's growing up in realizing his daddy isn't a hero anymore, but he loves his daddy still. He's still, daddy's boy. And that you start to connect with in this movie. You start to connect the fact that the Malfoys are a family, and that they do love each other, with the care of Narcissa for her son and Draco for his dad. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And that Draco's a human being. He is, and he comes out and says, I have to do this. You don't understand. I have to do this or he'll kill me. And you just love him. I just loved him in this movie. Tom Felton did an amazing, amazing job with this part. I think I might have mentioned in a past blog thing about the burrow scene. Or maybe I never ended up posting that. Well, this is very likely. I do that a lot. I didn't mind the burrow scene. I mean, I didn't love it. I didn't mind it. And that's all I'm going to say right now. I absolutely loved it. I thought the ending was kind of long. I thought Narcissa should have been a little bit more emotional during the Spinner's End scene. Fred and George were awesome. I love Fred and George's shop with the little hat. I like that they involved Ollivander's kidnapping in the beginning. Yeah, that was Ollivander that they kidnapped, because in the next movie, or the next movie, which they will split into two, it's going to be very important that Ollivander was kidnapped. I was afraid that they weren't going to have the minister, and I was like, oh, that's a very important part, but they portrayed it, instead of having the minister meet Fudge or Scridgemore, they just actually play out the events that they're trying to explain, and I thought that was actually way better, because the Death Eater scene was badass. It was an awesome movie, and I did see it. I saw it twice, once with my dad, and the first time I saw it, the midnight showing, and that was a whole hootenanny. Just a bunch of dorks, dressed up as Harry Potter characters and doing Harry Potter trivia and all that fun stuff. So we had a lot of fun. The experience of being there. But the one thing I think that went really wrong during our showing was they made a oopsie by showing a preview to Twilight during the Harry Potter premiere at Lowe's Cinemas, or AMC Cinema, and not a lot of happy people in the theater during that preview, because Twilight fans and Harry Potter fans, we don't get along. If you've ever seen any of my popular videos, you'll know that. So all in all, definitely an A+ on Harry Potter. It was pretty kick-ass, if you know what I mean. I suggest you go see it with a friend, a family, whatever. But I actually suggest that you read the fucking books. That was a naughty word. So, thanks for stopping by, YouTube. I hope you come back real soon, because Kevin will be here eventually. Everybody likes Kevin. I'm just the Jew.